Hi, this is Deacon Larry, and this is Renewed. Speaking of being renewed, there's nothing like the reception of the precious blood for us in the liturgy. It was so long during the pandemic when the cup was kept from all as an opportunity to celebrate the Eucharist and receive the Eucharist under the fullness of the signs of the body and the blood of Christ. While we did receive the fullness of Christ in the Blessed Sacrament alone, in the host alone, the consecrated host, it's wonderful to have the cup restored. As the cup is restored, it's a wonderful opportunity for us to remember some things about the reception of the cup. One is, occasionally we'll hear people talking about, well, I didn't receive the wine today. Or perhaps in the sacristy, we'll hear people talking about having consumed what was left of the wine. It's just a reminder for us, a reminder of our Eucharistic reverence and of our theology of the Eucharist, that once the wine, what was wine, is consecrated, it is now for us the blood of Christ. And it's most appropriate for us to speak of the receiving, of consuming the remaining precious blood of Christ. Precious blood, blood of Christ, acknowledging that it is blood indeed and not wine, because it has been transformed through the great sacrament of the Eucharist. The second thing we might recall is the reality for us that when we receive the cup, when we receive the host, we're receiving. We're never taking. So sometimes an individual might come up with us and have the host in their hand. They haven't consumed it because they want to receive the wine, that mixing of the body and blood of Christ in intinction. The reality is no one should do that on their own. Intinction is to be received. So the way that happens is the minister, priest, deacon, extraordinary minister of Holy Communion, takes that host, dips it in the wine, and says the body and blood of Christ. If we're going to receive in that manner, we receive on the tongue. We shouldn't receive the intinction in our hand because the precious blood is on the host and it's an opportunity we don't consume all of the precious blood. It's another way in which we have reverence for the Eucharist. As a general rule, intinction is not the preferred manner of receiving the precious blood. It's to take the cup and to drink. Oftentimes we're nervous about that. Oh, what about germs? What about I was sniffling this morning. If we ever have a doubt, don't worry. Don't receive for the precious blood. Rather, receive the host and understand you have received the body and blood of Christ's humanity and divinity, body and soul, all in the species of the consecrated host. If we choose not to receive the precious blood, we're going to walk past the precious blood. It's very often, it's as a regular and an ordinary minister of Holy Communion, the deacon often holds the cup, and I do that, sharing the precious blood, distributing the precious blood. And it's sometimes interesting to watch people walk by as they sort of turn away, or they sort of, in some way, sort of don't look. They're embarrassed that they're not receiving from the cup. There's no expectation that everyone needs to receive from the cup. But what we should be doing is showing our reverence that indeed we are before the precious blood of Christ. So a nice thing to do as you pass by is to simply look, perhaps to give a nod of your head, to recognize and offer some sign of reverence that this too is the presence of Christ among us. In the consecrated host, in the consecrated wine, now precious blood, now body of Christ, both deserve our recognition. If we are recognizing that presence of Christ with that kind of reverence, I can assure you we indeed will be renewed.
Please like, subscribe, or comment below.